Foronda and Benny need to win this match to give Ian Nicholas another chance. Let's introduce those two teams, though. Goenaga and Urbieta for the Renegades. Foronda and Benny for the Devils. Goenaga and Urbieta 6-2 in the regular season. Foronda and Benny just 4-6. Both matchups in the regular season in Division III doubles went the way of the Renegades. Goenaga and Urbieta won 6-4, 6-1 back on January 24th, and they won 6-3, 6-5 on February 18th. If the Renegades win, they will advance to the playoffs. If the Devils win this match, we will go to a tiebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 6. Again, the Renegades lead the game day score 3-2. If the Renegades win this match, they will advance to the finals. If the Devils win this match, we will go to a sudden death tiebreaker. Goenaga and Urbieta serve to Foronda and Benny.
And two players retiring at the end of the season, both Foronda and Urbieta. So we'll see who plays on into the finals.
There's a serve. We begin match number 6. Low bullet inside. Goenaga comes flying in there to cut it off. Catch by Benny on the inside. Plays it back to Urbieta. Catch by Foronda on the inside. Backhand floated up. Urbieta takes it in at the 12 line. Goes a little bit higher off the wall. Benny takes it in. Rips it off the numbers. Benny from the 10. That backhand's dropping. Urbieta gets up to it. Now Benny again. Same spot. Floats it back. Urbieta now. Low runner cut off by Foronda. Catch by Benny, back of the 12. Plays it inside, cut off by Urbieta. Benny sends it deep, past the Renegades. Goenaga looking for the rebote, plays it inside, crossing the wall. Benny's there. Benny drops it low. Goenaga from the left side, backhand, low runner. Benny all low, and he scooped it up. Now Goenaga from the 10 line on the wall. Benny makes a nice stop. Backhand up the middle. Right to Urbieta. Forehand rebote laid up. Urbieta on the hop makes the catch. Forehand inside. Dropping low. Foronda just got to it. Benny at the 10. Fires it out of reach. Goenaga again from the 7 line. Turns the rebote. Right back to Benny's left side. Leaping grab, Goenaga sends it back. Benny's there. Urbieta runs around it, keeps it on the left side, and just blasts it wall to wall. Rebote forehand laid up by Foronda. Cut off by Goenaga, dropped to the inside. That'll score. Placement shot gets Goenaga and Urbieta on the board first here in our final match.
So definitely not a drop shot, but the inside placement. Remate Rincon to the inside, just beautifully executed here by Goenaga.
Benny from the 9 line. Oh, that one is in the pad, and the pad is bad. 2 points for Goenaga and Urbieta.
No, Benny was trying to go low inside. We saw, I believe it was Urbieta try to do that earlier. I mean, it's a legitimate throw, but you're flirting with that lower pad, and it bit both of them.
Here's Benny from the 8. Elevates this one. Urbieta steps up, makes the catch in the air. Now Benny back at the 13 line to the inside, cut off by Goenaga. There's the backhand, stopped by Benny. Urbieta at the 11 line, sends it high and deep. Benny looking at it. Rebote coming out. Foronda saves it inside. Goenaga, inside placement. Devils not falling for it. Both there. Foronda rips it on the wall. Urbieta takes it right off. Now Benny to the inside, cut off by Goenaga, backhand 2 wall. Oh, Foronda's there, sends it high. 3 wall play. Goenaga switches to the right, but it's a little too high, and that caught the rail. which is just out of play. First point for the Devils, Foronda and Benny.
Goenaga trying something a little bit different there. And that one, as it's coming out, just hits the rail above the front wall.
Catch on the inside, that one dropping low. Goenaga lays it up. Foronda couldn't get there. Benny from the backcourt. Back from the 10 line, cut off by Goenaga. Costi up the middle. Right to Foronda again. This one inside. Urbieta couldn't make the catch. Just like that, the Devils have tied it 2-2.
Again, Foronda tends to play better when he's warmed up. He is warmed up from that first match. Though it was a losing effort. It wasn't that long ago.
Serve crossing, Urbieta comes away with it. Backhand inside, there's Benny. Nice catch by Goenaga, ranging back. Now Benny steps up from the 10. Powers it inside along the wall for Urbieta. Oh, bullet stopped by Goenaga, he's at the 8. Blasted out of reach, Benny. Calls for Foronda, he makes a save. Goenaga steps back, now Urbieta calls him off. Advancing from the backcourt, he blasts it. Got to get inside. Foronda saves Urbieta, but right to Urbieta. Backhand. Powerful throw again. Takes Benny out of it. Foronda alone. Inside Urbieta. Now Benny from the 12. It's dropping along the wall. Or
beautiful
Goenaga
catch.
rather. Makes a nice stop. Benny all he can behind this throw. Urbieta to the inside. Tough scoop. Benny
What
a
a
high
scoop.
scoop. He made it. Now Goenaga, Costado, long drop shot. Not enough. Benny, Cortada to the inside. Goenaga's there to make the play. Big backhand, dropping in the corner. Foronda makes a save. Goenaga again, Costado. It's a drop shot. Both Devils there. Benny calls him off to the outside. Goenaga makes the catch. Oh, but right back to Benny. Cortada to the inside. Scooped
What
up.
a catch. The
right
punt's still
off
going.
the floor. Now the Devils have switched. Benny up in the front court. Lays this one up. Goenaga attacking on the right side. Drop shot. Oh, look at Foronda. One-handed catch. Now Goenaga inside placement. Devils have switched back, and Benny with a scoop. Backhand to wall. Scoop by Goenaga. Soft forehand. Benny dropped it. Oh, what a point.
My, oh, my.
Tremendous effort, but that goes the way of the Renegades. 3-2 they lead.
Yeah, I don't know that anything else could have been thrown.
No.
I mean, you got Benny doing his best imitation of a front quarter for a couple of these catches and throws. Once he gets stuck up in the front quarter, you got outside placements stopped.
Just a good catch by Goenaga, rather.
Scoops. This one by Benny. Look, his composure is just beautiful. Again, you know, you may get a little nervous seeing that ball, oh my, is coming back at me, not Benny. Benny gets right back in there to make the catch, and now he's looking for Urbieta as a front quarter, and he makes that too. Really well done.
That serve takes Benny outside. Again, the low runner's in the pad. 4 points. And Goenaga and Urbieta lead by 2.
That one, I'm not sure if he was trying or he was off his footing.
He was falling back and
okay,
away,
yeah,
but
I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't see him. I just saw the.
he wanted to throw it low, but again,
Obviously not that low, but yeah.
Again, how many times does that score, especially early in a match? And now they've given away 2 critical points. Benny, there's the backhand, caught by Urbieta there at the 11 line. To the inside, Benny makes the stop. This one caught on the inside by Goenaga. Fires it from the 9. Benny steps away. Foronda saves the Urbieta. Oh, that comes to the middle of the court. Goenaga higher to the inside. Benny steps up, caught in the air. Forehand on the wall now. Urbieta out of the way. Goenaga can't save the Urbieta. The Devils now with 3. They'll serve. Yeah, it looked like a little Magic City bounce right here. Yeah. And it opened up, and Benny was not trying to be in the way.
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. Because if that ball comes out like a normal Urbieta, you don't run to the inside.
No, he was certainly
invariably, if you're trying to get out of the way, you're moving to the outside, but if the ball happens to be bouncing out there, then getting in someone's way.
Then he makes a stop at the 13 line to the inside. Urbieta steps away. Goenaga sees Urbieta. Cut off by Foronda. Placement inside. Oh, Goenaga stopped in the air. Back to Benny. He makes the catch. Tough for Urbieta. Goenaga saves it. Foronda couldn't get up there. Benny now from the back. He's up at the 9 line, though. Fires it inside. It's dropping. Goenaga saves Urbieta. Little clip. Benny from the outside. On Cortada. Goenaga comes cross court and scoops it up. Now Foronda. Back to the inside. Urbieta doesn't want it. Goenaga lays it up with a big bounce along the wall. Benny makes a stop. Sends it high and deep. Not deep enough. Urbieta's there. Catch on the inside. Now Benny back at the 12. Floats it up. On the wall for Urbieta. Benny comes in at the 13, fires it high and deep. And again. Now Benny. 12 line, dropping. Urbieta just does get there. Now Foronda switching to the right side. On Cortada, that'll score. 4-4 is the score. Foronda and Benny serve.
Foronda and Benny have done a good job coming back here. And Goenaga and Urbieta, a tough team, catching everything. Goenaga with the shots.
Oh, Goenaga picks it, whips it to the inside. Benny missed the scoop. Ball tipped first time around. That's 5 points possible. Set point for Goenaga and Urbieta.
Yeah, that whistle came quick.
It's well called, too.
Yeah, that whistle came quick. Benny goes for the... So Goenaga picks a serve, coasts to the inside to Ben.
Yeah, you could see. Change of direction, a tip, and good idea, but...
No, that's all he had. That's all he had.
Got to catch it front way. That one low to the inside. What a catch by Urbieta back in the corner. That's a tough rebote, and it comes up short. Point and set. Renegades take it 6-4, 2 minutes. Come back and play set number 2.
So this is a vital second set coming up here. If the Renegades win it, the game day is done. They advance. Foronda will officially be retired. If the Devils are able to pull off a win here in this second set, move on to a third and final set. And then it'll either be Urbieta or Foronda's last day playing professional highlight.
Yeah, and just solid again. Urbieta and Goenaga. I mean, last year with a Rots on this team, Goenaga finished 10-0. You lose a Rots, you figure, well, you're going to downgrade, but that really hasn't been the case with this Renegades team. Urbieta, well, we talked about his catch rate in Division I. He was 97.3%, which is top 10 in the roster. He's at the top 15 in the roster if you add his Division III catch rate to it as well. So, I mean, one of the best at just extending the rally, making those catches in the back, and allowing his front quarters. He's got some of the best in highline to do their thing up in the front. Look at that catch by Foronda, though. Picks it off the wall right as it crossed. Left side rebote by Goenaga, and then a fine scoop by Benny. So, yeah, as it crosses the wall, trying to catch it to the right side is infinitely more difficult than the left.
Every surface the ball touches, the spin changes just ever so slightly. Here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking the breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches. First set won by the Renegades, 6-4. Second set coming up. Just about 10 seconds.
And so far, everything going according to plan for the Renegades You know, they have 4 pretty strong teams and 2 weaker teams. The 3 that are stronger have already won. The 4th is Goenaga and Urbieta here. They won the first set. So look, that was their strategy going into the draft. And if they are able to close out this match, you got to give them some credit here. They took some slack. They said, we're going to stick with it. And here they are now within 1 set of advancing to the finals. Against perhaps their former teammate Aratz, who's already locked up his spot there with the fireballs. We got a long way to go, those two. I mean, we saw on Friday night, you know, even if the matches feel like they may be over, well, it's the playoffs, and these guys are fighting till the final point. Foronda and Benny's season now really on the line here. Can't drop any of these final 2 sets. Goenaga and Urbieta just need 1 to give their team the win. There's a serve by Foronda. Set 2 has begun. Urbieta low runner to the inside. Scoop missed along the wall. Goenaga and Urbieta first point. Set 2.
So as far as low runners go, I don't know you can throw it better than that. That ball stayed in the air all the way to the 10 or 11 line, hits the floor and straight from the floor to crossing the side wall. That's a tough catch for anybody.
Benny from the 10, backhand to the inside, good catch by Urbieta. Benny, nice play, rips it off the wall, backhand inside, Goenaga does the same up with the 9, he powers it, out of reach, Foronda looking for the rebote, makes the save, cut off by Goenaga, inside placement, not enough, Foronda gets it. Rebote forehand, play to the inside, Benny steps out of the way. Foronda saves the rebote. Now Urbieta leaping grab from the backcourt. Forehand inside, crossing. Foronda snags it. Long rebote. Goenaga turns it inside. Benny with the scoop. Here's the backhand. On the wall for Urbieta. This one kicking up and out. Foronda gets there on the outside. Forehand crossing the wall. Urbieta ducks. Goenaga, great patience. He makes the save. That's floating. Benny just got there.
Great catch.
Right to Urbieta in the corner, fires it high and deep. No play again for Benny. Foronda saves it inside. Now Goenaga, rebote. Benny hand on the wall, makes the catch. Elevates the forehand, caught in the air by Urbieta. Now Benny from the 11. High and deep, past Urbieta. Goenaga alone, he saves the rebote. Well, bullet. There's Urbieta with the stop again. Backhand inside. Cut off overhead by Foronda. Goenaga, Costado. It's a drop shot. Long run. Devils there. Neither come up with it. 2 points for Goenaga and Urbieta.
Had that ball not been on the wall, may have been easier for Foronda or Benny. But look at that. On the wall the whole way. Foronda did get assessed on it. Benny was there as well.
What a catch inside by Goenaga. Backhand, floated up. Stopped by Benny. This one coming in on the wall. Goenaga rips it off. He sends it back to him. Here's Rebote now. Foronda lays it up. Cut off by Goenaga. It's a 2-wall. That's too wide. Sent out of play. Foronda and Benny get their first point of set 2.
He threw it fast. Hard and fast and landed out.
Urbieta powers this one wall to wall. Rebote forehand, saved by Foronda. Urbieta backs up, makes a stop on the right side. Catch by Benny, he's at the 10. He powers it low and hard. Oh, that's dropping. Goenaga on a knee, makes the save, but Foronda's attacking. Forehand to the outside. Oh, the Renegades have a chance, and Goenaga saves it on the back end. Splitter dropping.
What a save by Benny.
And it's up in the overhead screen on the return. What a point. Great recovery by the Renegades. They get their 3rd point. Lead by 2.
I know that it hit.
Yeah, ball went.
I know that it hit too high and out of play, but I'm going to tell you something. For Benny to make this read is just so impressive. To try to even get us assessed on this Urbieta. See Goenaga take it and just send it. stays inside. Benny knows he's got no play on it coming at him. Turns around, saves the rebote. And again, it was all he could do to save it. Ball just took off.
None other than Cabrera of the Fireballs coming away with that souvenir. So got his breath back under him after that Friday night game day. Here's Benny from the outside, backhand, caught by Urbieta right in the corner. He sends it high and deep. No play for Benny. Foronda alone sends it up. In the middle of the court. Urbieta low runner, scoop by Benny. Backhand inside, caught by Urbieta again. Now Urbieta back at the 12. Fires it high to the inside, catch by Benny. Holds it up on the wall. Great catch there by Urbieta. Backhand to the middle of the court. Urbieta, forehand, dropping low. Foronda gets it. Cortada, that's low, but stopped before the second bounce. What a play. Comes shooting off the back wall. Foronda turns it again. That one caught in the air by Urbieta. Urbieta goes a little bit higher. Crossing the wall, there's Benny. Now Benny up at the 10 line. Hard throw, dropping low. Urbieta gets there. Backhand. Wall to wall. Here's Rebote. By Foronda. Right to Goenaga. Outside placement. Scores. Kind of ate him up there. That's 4 points. Leads up to 3 for the Renegades.
Foronda was basically in the right vicinity of the court to make this stop. Just
overran it.
Yeah, I mean, was ready for it on his forehand, which is, I imagine, where he would have preferred it.
It's just so hard to react because the philo comes up on you quickly and
very fast.
See, a lot of times guys actually do run around it or run past it. Benny, high hard throw, catch by Urbieta. He plays it inside. Benny. Benny now at the 11. Oh, runner. Scoop by Urbieta. Rebote left side to the inside. Benny again now at the 9. He powers it. It's on the wall. Caught by Urbieta.
Tough catch.
Now Benny back at the 11 to the inside. What a catch up the wall. Goenaga comes down with it. Back to Benny on the inside. Forehand crossing. Goenaga waits for it. Makes the save. No play for Foronda. Benny charging in from the back. Shoots a cortada. Not enough. Urbieta gets there. Benny left a little early. Still came down with it. Backhand passes. Here's the rebote. Goenaga puts it on the wall. Spectacular catch by Benny. Long rebote again. Foronda, that one caught the corner. Goenaga's right side to the inside. Crossing.
Beautiful catch.
Comes away with it. Urbieta elevates it. It clears the screen. Rebote played at the 5 line by Foronda. Right back to Urbieta. Backhand. Stopped again up in the front court. Leaping catch. Urbieta's got it. Throws it right over Foronda's head. He cuts it off on the left side. There's a low one. It scores. What an effort there. The Devils get a much-needed point. They're second. They'll serve.
Catch by catch, throw by throw. There's an intensity.
Urbieta plays it inside. What a catch by Benny. Backhand. Dropping. It's tipped. Foronda and Benny now with 3.
Make no mistake about it. Benny ripped that one. I mean, he threw that about as hard as any ball I've seen him throw. Just boom. Just stays in the, look how it curves into the sidewall, too. I mean, that's just a perfect backhand from deep in the backcourt.
Urbieta keeps this one low. Benny backing up. He makes a nice scoop. Catch overhead by Goenaga. Backhand from the 9. Stopped by Foronda. Goenaga again cuts it off. Brings that bullet into the corner. Benny, no fear, makes the play. Goenaga again. Pace is picked up here. Another bullet. Stopped in the corner by Benny at the 13. Sends it a little bit higher this time. Urbieta steps in. Backhand. Cut off by Foronda. Urbieta with a leaping grab. Keeps this one inside, crosses the wall. Benny brings it in. Hard throw. Urbieta stops this one again. Benny up at the 9. Little runner. Caught in the air, rather, by Goenaga. Back to the middle. Here's Benny. Forehand, crossing. Urbieta goes up, makes a nice catch on the right side. Sends it high, kicked up. And Benny made the play. Catch low on the left side of Urbieta, backhand. Drops between the Devils. Foronda stays with it, lays up the rebote, but Goenaga attacks. Costado, it's a drop shot. Foronda got there. Foronda returns a drop shot. The Goenaga gets to the Filo, scores for Goenaga. 5 points, possible set, possible match point for the Renegades.
Drop shot caught well by Foronda. This drop shot is still in the air past the 4 line, and he catches it.
It's a splitter.
It's an important point coming up. Obviously, the Devils would like to hold on here. Renegades would like to finish.
Hard serve is an over serve, though. First fault, second serve coming up. Second serve is good. Here's Benny. Starts off with a low bullet. Caught in the air by Urbieta. Backhand dropping inside. Benny steps up. Fires it along the wall. Goenaga takes it in. Big backhand there. Benny steps back to the 13 to cut it off. Costado. Hard inside. Right to Benny. Low bullet. Stopped by Goenaga. That's a hard throw. Into the corner. Benny. Not going to let it pass. Makes the stop. Floats it up. Now Urbieta. Tough play as that one crossed the wall back inside. Here's Urbieta. Now Goenaga, nice stop at the 9 line, back to the inside. Benny pulls it in, sends it hard, but Goenaga's there to cut it off. Backhand to wall, he took a look. Foronda stops it, Cortada attempt by Foronda. Look at Goenaga, makes the play. Benny again. Sends it high and deep, long rebote, just laid up. Foronda takes it in. Outside placement will score. That extends the match. Nice throw by Foronda. That's 4 for the Devils.
Foronda eyes on the ball, knows what he wants to throw, blasts it outside. Good effort by, wow. Ah, yes.
Yeah, someone went down up there.
Yeah, so especially at this point when you get a player that goes down on their back, or goes down at all, that transfers sweat onto the ground, sets up a particularly difficult and potentially dangerous situation. Especially there. Someone throws a 2-wall, you'll go ice skating straight through there.
Yeah, and not at 5-4. Look at Goenaga. I mean, how about that effort, too? I mean,
just
he was diving on the ground. And
if he would have made the catch, I don't know how he would have gotten the ball back. Great effort, though. Tremendous.
Hard serve, Urbieta from the 11 line. Powers it inside. Long rebote coming up. Saved by Foronda. Benny on the inside from the 11. Powerful throw, dropping low. Urbieta gets up to it. Now Goenaga along the inside. Hard throw. It's come shooting off the wall. Foronda just lays it up. Goenaga attacking at the 6 to the outside. Scoop by Foronda. Karam will score. So we are at 5-5. It is a possible match point here for Goenaga and Urbieta. This is set point for Foronda and Benny of the Devils.
Foronda looking at retirement, saying, if I'm going in swinging. Just what we would expect to see. I know, phenomenal. Just beautifully done. And the presence of mind to snap off a carom like that, so well done.
That's an overserve. First fault, second serve coming up. Well,
you know, Goenaga's looking for the serve. And especially if you're going to go easy on this second serve, Goenaga's looking to pick it. He's thrown drop shots, he's thrown filos, he's thrown 2 walls.
Yeah. It's a lot on this serve, and you got one of the most aggressive front quarters standing in the receiving box here. Good second serve. Urbieta from the outside. That's a low runner crossing. Benny saves the rebote.
Beautiful throw.
What a stop by Goenaga. Reached out with one hand. Long rebote. Saved by Foronda now at the 7. Goenaga keeps it inside. Benny goes up the wall, makes the catch. Powerful return. He's come shooting out again. Goenaga makes the save. Here's Benny. From the 7 to the inside. Urbieta, low runner. Benny looking to scoop it, and he does. Now Goenaga, powerful runner.
Oh,
Stopped
what a
by
catch by Foronda.
Sends it back. Urbieta waits for it at the 12 line. Now Foronda from the 9. Backhand cut off by Urbieta. Out to the middle of the court. Foronda goes to the inside. Urbieta all alone. He makes the play. That one dropping for Benny's at the 11. Low bullet. Goenaga didn't want it. Urbieta from the backcourt. Sends it over their heads. Tough catch lined up off the side wall. Now the rebote off his footing to the inside. Benny all alone. He had to make that catch. Threw it right over Foronda. Goenaga now. Bullet into the corner again. That's dropping. Will he get there?
Save.
He does. Goenaga attacking from the 3 line to the inside.
What a scoop by Benny.
Now Urbieta from the 10. Plays it up the middle. Benny now from the 12 line. High to the inside. That crosses the wall. Goenaga makes a nice save. Another one.
Great
Benny now on
catch.
the left side comes away with it. This one drops between them again. Rebote saved by Foronda. Urbieta tip ball.
Oh, man.
Wow, we got a third set coming up.
Third set.
In 2 minutes. Devils escape 6-5.
Foronda says I may be retiring, but again, not in 2 sets, I'm not.
Goes down, you know,
how many
not
sets
yet.
can you play? You can play 3 sets? I'm playing all 3.
I mean, tremendous play by, Foronda and Benny there at the end. I mean, catching in the backcourt, but again, you have to win these points, and Foronda was doing that up in the front. Couple great catches off of pretty good shot attempts by Goenaga, setting up this 3rd set.
This is how battle court works
yeah.
for the most part. In fact, our CEO was in here the other night after the Fireballs and the Warriors were playing. He says, it always comes down to this. Like, he was surprised. And it's like, well, yeah.
Well, the last game day, the one that you were mentioning on Friday, it came down to the final point of our 6th match. Didn't need to go to a tiebreaker, and here we're in the 3rd set of our 6th match. Chance, if the Devils win this one, to go to that tiebreaker.
It's just impressive. And again, you know, winning battle court team, it's looking at a $30,000 prize. Yeah. Again, there's game day prize money and game prize money for every match that they play, for every game day they participate in. But the real money in battle court.
There's that scoop and the 2 wall to follow. And that brought it to 5-4 and a little life. And rebote here by Foronda. Looking up into the corner, and my, oh my, just a missed ball.
And goodness, Benny just played phenomenal in that. Both Benny and Foronda. Foronda was able to snap off some shots, but Benny just maintaining his composure, made some fantastic catches, powered the ball back to the inside. There he is in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage, getting some feedback from Jairo. And Benny's always had a good relationship with Jairo throughout their entire time.
Again, look at the game day score. Renegades lead 3-2 going into this final set of match number 6. So if the Renegades win this set, they will advance to the finals. If the Devils win this set, we'll go to a 1-set sudden death tiebreaker, played up to 6 points, so same as a standard battle court set. That was chosen by the Devils as the higher seeded team in the regular season. That match will be Nicholas and Kubala against Stan and Ben. So Renegades sensing a little pressure here. Obviously, this isn't their last opportunity, but given what we saw in the matchup between Stan and Ben and Nicholas and Kubala, you feel like this is really the last great opportunity for the Renegades here.
There's no question about it.
It's hard to put all your eggs in the basket of a team that hasn't won this year, and you still never know what's going to happen in a tiebreaker, but the Renegades are just focused on closing this one out, trying to get to 6. Whoever does first will win the match. We are ready to begin set number 3. Goenaga and Urbieta serve to Foronda and Benny. Goenaga serves. We begin. Tough one coming in the corner. Goenaga lays it up. Just clears the screen. Foronda. Foronda to the inside. What a scoop by Goenaga up there in the front. Now Benny back at the 13. Plays it up the middle. Leaping grab by Urbieta from the outside. Low runner. Scoop by Benny again. Plays it inside. That's a catch by Urbieta. Left side rebote by Goenaga. Benny waiting for it at the 10. Forehand. Went across the wall. Urbieta ducking. Goenaga makes another save. Foronda steps in front. High scoop. Oh, bullet coming back. Urbieta brings it in.
What a catch.
Now Benny with a tough catch along the wall. Floats it back. There's Urbieta, same spot. A little bit harder. Not past Benny, though. He controls it to 13. Drops it up the middle. Goenaga waiting for that rebote. Saves it inside. It's got a big bounce. Benny just twists it up there. It's in play, but Goenaga, Costado to the inside, will score. Ball tipped on the inside. That gives the Renegades the first point of set 3.
Once Goenaga has it on the Costado, once he makes this catch, you'll see right here, he gets a good picture of the court. He makes the catch, looks right behind him, sees where Benny is. Throw it back at Benny's feet. That's just so well done by Goenaga against this, right there against the sidewall. That's not a miss by Benny. That's a beautifully thrown ball by Goenaga.
Benny from the outside, from the 11. That's a low runner. Shoots out the back wall, and it's laid up by Goenaga. Foronda got there to the outside. The Philo scores for Foronda, and we're tied 1-1.
Foronda catches it low, just decides to rip it outside. You see that backcourt judge pointing in, front court judge pointing in. That is good.
Powerful backhand, Benny.
What a catch.
They noticed, made the catch across the side wall. Long rebote for Goenaga. Cut by Foronda. Inside placement. Ooh, came out to the middle of the court. Now Goenaga rips it. Benny with a scoop on the right side. Forehand dropping. Urbieta gets there. Big backhand now. Long rebote coming out. Foronda saves it inside. Cut off by Urbieta. He goes deep. Not enough. Benny stops it at the 13. Goenaga from the 7 line. Hard to the inside. Look at Benny. Keep it on the left. Drops it between them now. Goenaga saves it on the back end. Benny advancing at the 9 line. Hard to the inside. Caught by Urbieta. Now Foronda goes down to the floor. Goenaga couldn't get there in the air. Lets it pass to the backcourt. Urbieta from the 10 line. Catch by Benny. Side rebote, big bounce. Benny makes the catch up in front of him. Forehand dropping. Here's Goenaga. Costado inside. Going to be a tough scoop. Actually, rebote. Then he saves it. Oh my. Man. It's in the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. 2 points for the Devils. Foronda and Benny.
Yeah, there's sometimes, well, frequently there's questions whether or not balls touch the pad. Usually the team that threw it believes that it didn't. The team that it was thrown against believed that it hit. That was no question. That was no question. That's like a front pad chula we just witnessed.
Serve through his legs and an ace. Makes it 3-1. No
matter who's wearing an orange shirt in battle court. You can never rule them out regardless of whatever the score is. No matter which direction momentum seems it's going.
Boy.
Oh, the orange shirts.
This comeback by Foronda and Benny, down 4-1 in set 2. And here they are, 3-1 lead now in the third set. Hard backhand. Benny thought about it, gets out of the way. Foronda saves the rebote. Here's Goenaga from the 8. Backhand to the inside, stopped by Benny. Rebote, left side by Goenaga. Along the wall,
Beautiful
Benny with
catch.
a nice catch. Awful backhand, caught by Urbieta. Forehand rebote, catch by Benny at the 10 line to the inside. There's Goenaga. He powers it from the 8. Benny, it's back there at the 13 to make the catch. And he again cuts it off. Backhand comes in low. Urbieta has to step up to make the play. Now Benny from the 11. Hard to the inside, stopped by Goenaga. Goenaga sends it back, and Benny makes the play overhead. Left side rebote, big bounce. Benny kind of climbs the wall, comes down with it, back to Urbieta. Kind of ate him up. Benny keeps it on the left. Long rebote coming out. Goenaga at the 8 to the outside. Oh, Benny read it. Benny forehand, not doing too much. Gonna drop, and a tough rebote saved by Goenaga now.
It's a great save by Goenaga.
Long cortada, soft touch. Look at Goenaga. He got there again.
That was beautiful.
Forehand rebote, just kind of laid up. Foronda goes down, and Urbieta makes a nice catch, comes over the top. On the bounce, Benny settles at the 13. Left side rebote, soft touch again to the inside. Here's Benny from the 9. He powers it out of reach. Wall to wall rebote for Goenaga, hooked it. On the forehand of Foronda, cortada by Foronda, scores. 4-1. The Devils lead.
Need to maintain their composure. And remember, Goenaga's up there. Locked and loaded. This is one of those, when you're the Renegades, you need to remember that you're the Renegades. And when you're the Devils, you need to remember you're playing against the Renegades.
Just can't get comfortable. Never a comfortable lead.
No such thing. 5-1, forget about it. Same eye of the tiger focus. Gotta have it. How many times have we seen it?
Oh.
Comebacks where you just sit there and go, wow.
Serve opens up. Urbieta from the outside. Back inside. It's tipped.
Midcourt.
That gives the Renegades their second point.
Ball just came up on Foronda quick. Had assessed up, but that's no one's fault. It's no one's mistake. It's just a missed catch. Devils lead 4-2. If, of course, Devils are able to win this set, it'll force the sudden death playoff.
Taking some extra time here. Yeah, Urbieta, I mean, trying to get feeling back in the hands, smacking it against the wall. Maybe got some long points here. Third set.
Whatever blood's going into your hand when you have your cestitide on is definitely constricted. There's no question about that. And you're using your wrist constantly every time you throw the ball. More so on the forehand than the backhand, but that wrist is constantly going.
Benny takes in the serve. He powers it. Takes Urbieta out of it. Goenaga quickly pedals and makes the rebote save. Benny keeps the pressure on. Backhand from the 8. Stopped by Urbieta. He sends it deep. Benny with a tough play along the wall. Backhand inside. And it's Goenaga. Long rebote. Foronda stays with it. Sends it back. Trying to pass. He does. Now the Renegades scrambling. Goenaga saves it. Died off the front wall. Benny long cortada, just dropping. Urbieta gets it before the second bounce. Here's the rebote again. Foronda lays it up. Cut off by Goenaga. 2-all. Splitter. That scores. In position. Devils couldn't make the catch. That's 3 for the Renegades. Right back in it.
Going back to 2018 when JR and I were with the original players. It was like, guys, going to give you a tip. In between a point, clear your head if you lost. If you won, clear your head. If you can't do it in between points, do it in between games. If you can't do it in between games, do it in between game days.
The least important point was the one that was just played. Can't do anything about it. Urbieta left side, saved high off the front wall by Goenaga, right to Benny. There's a backhand coming in low. Goenaga, what a stop. He goes deep. Shooting off the back wall, Foronda lays it up. Right back to Goenaga, though. High to the inside, Benny.
Beautiful
what a tough scoop. Goenaga now from the 8. A little runner tipped along the wall. 4-4 is the score. Goenaga and Urbieta serve.
Goenaga has just maintained his composure beautifully.
Can't ask for better drama in these semifinals. The 6 match has gone down to the last couple points on Friday, as it is here. Oh, runner inside. Great catch by Urbieta. He got up to it. Floats it back. Not past Benny, though. He's got it to 13. Oh, it's a little high. It clears the screen. Cut off by Urbieta.
Beautiful catch.
Benny now at the 13 line. Back inside. Goenaga with the stop. Hard throw. It's on the wall. Benny makes a play. Now Urbieta from the 12 line, drops it between them. Foronda hangs with the long rebote, sends it up, and Urbieta runs under it. Now Benny on the inside, low bullet. That's a tough one. Urbieta scoops it up. Oh, backhand clipped. Goenaga stops it outside placement. Scores perfectly for Goenaga. What a time to throw it. 5-4 lead for the Renegades. Possible set, possible match point.
What a shot. Again, he hasn't thrown it all day.
One all day.
And look where both of his opponents are standing. What a time to throw it.
They didn't really, the Renegades didn't go down swinging in the second set, so maybe a change in mindset, but that was just perfect by Goenaga. You got to think,
That was perfectly executed by Goenaga. Just beautiful. You look at where both of his opponents were. Throw the ball where your opponent's not. That's exactly what he did.
See, the Renegades understand what they're working against here. Again, as many as 2 chances if they need it to advance to the final. Here's Benny. Backhand inside. Stopped by Urbieta. He sends it high and deep. Into the corner. Foronda's rebote laid up. Stopped by Goenaga. Drop shot. Oh, Foronda got there. Backhand pass. Both Renegades. Long one. Goenaga to the outside will do it. The Renegades are going to the finals. Goenaga and Urbieta close it out 6-4 in the 3rd and final set.
So, the Devils season comes to an end. And the Renegades advance to the finals, and that is this upcoming Friday. My, oh my. 6-4 in the 3rd and final set. Would have been just 1 more point away. Yes, Andrew, I hear you.
Hear me making my way out to the court here. Let's try to find some of these Renegades huddling up.
They're up there at the
a lot of kids of the little Renegades over there in the cage are very excited. Guys, come on over here. Renegades winners advancing to the finals. We'll get the 2 guys, Goenaga and Urbieta, there, and then we'll get the rest of the team around you here. Congratulations, guys. What a win. I mean, you had the opportunity there to close it out. As you were beginning that 3rd set, what were your final thoughts as you step out on the court?
6 more points. That's the only thing we need. Don't make mistakes. Keep fighting like always. And we just need 6 more points.
Yeah, and Goenaga, now you guys have secured your spot in the finals. You're going up against a former Renegade in Arats and the Fireballs. What is that matchup looking like for you guys?
Well, like all the matchups, it's going to be tough because they were first during the season, so that means a lot. But we need to do our thing, keep fighting, game by game, by point, and 1 more to go.
Awesome, guys. What a way to close it out. We're going to be back on Friday night to finish up the season. These Renegades will take on the Fireball, 7 p.m. Join us for the conclusion of our Winter 25 season.
We'll see you then.